Again, sorry.
Okay,
3y there.
There's 3 at the bottom, 3 goes on the top, and then 4 goes next to it.
Yeah.
And then do 3 plus 4, which is 7y. So
The whole
would be
thing.
the full one.
Yeah.
And then the other side would just be 3w because it's
So that's 3w, which makes that 3w, and that's the same as that. And if the whole thing's 6,
so that would be
that has to be 3w as well. Okay.
So then for the perimeter, you add 7y plus 3w plus 4y plus 3w plus 3y plus 6w. And then since they're like terms, you can add the like terms
sorry,
together.
7y plus 3w plus 4y
plus 3w plus 3y plus 6w.
So I've gone, starting there, I've kind of gone round that way.
So then, since you do that, you can add up the like terms. So 7y plus 4y plus 3y, and then that equals 14y.
So that's 14y.
And then 3w plus 3w plus 6w is basically 6 plus 6, which is 12w.
12w. Well done.
Thank you.
Good stuff. So, everyone got that? Everyone find that right? Yeah? So, these were all pretty simple then, yeah? Right, just out of interest, I didn't ask you to do this for homework. If I were to ask you for the area of this rectangle, what would you tell me? What do you think, Haji?
Would you do? No, but you couldn't do 3 times 2, could you?
So we've got to do 3a and what do you do when you do the area? You
times them.
Times them. So we've got 3a times 2b. And what does that simplify?
6ab.
6ab.
Wait, that's how you do it?
That's how you do it.
That's simple.
Oh!
Yeah.
I thought that I'd be born with it.
Now, we can do it with the rectangular ones. So, for instance, the area of this one would be 2ch. Because it's just 2c, and we just multiply length times width. Are you happy with that? Abby, you happy with that? What's the next one then, Abby? What's the area of this one? 18np, yeah. Now, I can't do that because that's just that times that. Why can't I do it for this one? Because it's a triangle. And triangles, a common mistake, so the mistake that people would do for the area, they would do 2k times 3d times 2d. And then they would say that is 2 times 3 is 6 times, they would say 12kd squared. Alright? You don't need to write that because I'm telling you that's wrong. Because a triangle, you don't just multiply the 3 sides together, do you? We don't do that. Alright? We have a formula for the area, I think you told me before, which was base times height divided by 2. Now for this triangle, we can't do it because we have a base, any of the 3 can be a base, but we don't know the height, do we? Because the height would be, if that was the base, the height would be here, wouldn't it? At right angles, and I don't know what it is. So I can't do it for the triangles. So I could maybe do it for this one if I knew that was a right angle. So what would be, if I tell you that that's a right angle, therefore it is half of a square, what would the area of this triangle be? So you do the square bit first, which would be 9b times 9b. But I only want half of it, so I have to divide it by 2. So what's 9 times 9?
81.
81.
Oh, right.
B times b would be b squared, yeah. And then all of that is divided by 2. So I can do it for that one just because it's a right angle. So we won't worry too much about that one. These ones, again, trapeziums, we haven't got the formula for that yet. But what about, here's a challenge for you. You've done the area of these. Could you write an expression for the area of that shape? That's a challenge. This blue one. So, how do you work out the area of an L shape like that? What's the first step? If it was with numbers, what would you do?
So you could divide it, well, cut it in half.
Should we cut it that way?
Yeah.
Okay,
And then you can do 7y times 3w.
good. Which is
21.
yeah.
And then you could do 4y times 3w.
That's this bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is
3w times 3y.
3w times 3y, which is
9 wy.
and then what do you do?
You add them together.
So the area is 21 wy add 9 wy, which simplifies to
30 wy.
30 wy. That's it. Just 30 wy. You all happy with that?
Yep.
So I've got 21 of the wy's and 9 wy's, so I've got 30 wy's. So I can work out the area of that because it's all rectangles, nice and easy. All right. What about this one? If I tell you that this is a square, pardon?
So it's basically just flipped on its side square.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be, it could have been a rhombus, which would mean the angles were not 90, but if I tell you it is a square, because that's 9m and they're all the same, so that's 9m, how do I work out the area of that one then? Do you not just take that times that one, because it's a square? So what's that then?
81m squared.
So 81m squared.
Wait, what? Oh,
That's it.
36. Plus,
No, 36 was the perimeter.
Yeah.
I want to know the area, so I did 9m times 9m.
Oh.
9m times 9m to get 81m squared. Okay? Feeling good?
In the new worksheet, are we gonna have like triangles to work out the area?
Right, so let me show you before I give it out. So if I try and open it. Hard. Perimeter of shapes are hard. So it's the same shapes, but you'll see things like this.
Oh, so all you have to do is just like take the.
So what I'll get you to do first is I'll get you to work out just the perimeters of all of them, because that's just adding the sides again. But it makes it slightly more difficult with things like that, for instance.
Wait, so that means that it's gonna be a new like number for the length?
What do you mean?
Like, because 3a plus 7, would it be just 10a? Is that?
Well, no, it's not, because 3a plus 7 is not 10a, is it? It's
No.
3 a's and then 7.
Yeah.
So you can't put it together yet.
Oh.
So what would this one be? So we still know that if that's 2b, this is 2b. And if this one is 3a plus 7, this one's got to be... So the perimeter would be,
2b plus 2b.
which would be
4b.
4b plus
3a plus 7.
6a plus 14.
6a plus 14. Good.
Oh.
And that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, makes sense?
Okay.
Cool. Oh,
Maybe use the bathroom.